Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, guys? We are seeing quite the interesting development in the Shadow Palace, that they call it. As of right now, we're pretty close to getting what the grand scheme of how everything is going to change, or after getting this accomplished, what will be the ultimate payout for the villains, or at this point the people who seem likely to consider themselves the good guys, right? So not only do we get to see a little bit of what is to come with Asta and the painter and Noel, we get a little teaser of what I hope isn't the end, and it's kind of close to, just being. There's no way it's the end of what we just got to see, but the brother sister moment of just pretty much thinking in a way who truly is the better and stronger fighter out of the two of them, which they both disagree with their opponent, thinking that either one of them are stronger than the other of their siblings. So, not to mention they still have a third sibling, which is still growing and already showing potential of catching them at some time sooner or later. So, that's always going to be fun to see as well. I really didn't expect them to knock out two big elves outside of the palace before going in so quickly within one episode. So I wouldn't be shocked if this is another knockout of two when it comes down to actually the end game of the next episode, kind of just writing it off. Like, we've seen a little bit of what's gonna make them get pushed to their limit, and then now they got to figure out a way to beat these elves when they're angry at being pushed so far by humans that maybe they think they should be able to beat easily, right? Uh, so let's just say, as of right now, I do not believe the people who got bopped in their faces today are defeated, and I think that's still two people we're gonna see a little bit more from. Not only because the only reason why I say that as well is think about how all the elves gotten their backstories kind of explained, or a little bit of what the inside of who they are and maybe why their bodies were chosen. Because sometimes a lot of these elves were they have tailor-made bodies to them, like people that either suffered the same thing they suffered or enjoyed the same thing they enjoy. For instance, the plant guy, and the elf who was, relatively good with plants and liked weird looking plants that are actually beautiful in his opinion. He winds up in a body that has that type of magic surrounding it, almost as if all magic is the elves, right? Like, why would the elves' souls be so easily attracted to the infinity? That's what I was thinking of, like their overall, what they were already good and used to and bonded with is what their souls were looking for once they were reincarnated, something along those lines. And because of that, it doesn't make sense for them to smash at least one of the characters we haven't learned much about. We did learn some about old boy who's getting beat up by the sister, but the other guy we still haven't seen as much. So that's what I'm saying. I can see another 2-for-1, because unlike one of the elves, we know a little bit about him, right? So that was interesting as a whole. Um, Let me know what you guys are thinking at this point. Like, we are getting probably some of the best parts of Black Clover coming soon in the case of battles and growth for our characters. But here's the thing, yet again, there's something weird about them and kind of keeping Yuno out of the screen. Like, where is Yuno at this point? Because the last time I checked, Yuno separated from Asta to do everything, and he had the poison guy on his team. And that was it, you know? Like, that was actually it. Or he ended up fighting, and that was, you know what I mean? Like, I'm confused on either did he go in the tunnel already, and that's just what I'm kind of predicting, because there's no way Asta's gonna steal this whole entire spotlight from Yuno without even him being there, even though Yuno's had like tremendous stuff already happen to him here, right? So that's what I'm kind of interested in seeing, is if they're really gonna do Yuno dirty like that, or is if it's gonna be the case where he somehow was already in, or he jumps in at the last second. I don't know. That's that's up in the air for me. Um, but yeah, truly do love seeing these two fiery characters get this moment, because if you look at my other previews about these two characters, they're probably some of my favorite characters just because of their passion alone. It's crazy to see the polar opposites of them. I mean, it just goes to show you that there's so many different types of rivals and so many different types of competitions between different types of family members, that it just goes to show you that it transcends comment, like it sends on why it pushes them and fuels them so much, that how it does. And that was awesome to see this week. Plus, I'm guessing they're going to keep sustaining a lot of damage, and they're not going to have that much of a chance to be fighting, in the long run. So it's pretty smart on the end game of this show to be like, yeah, and the captains fought as hard as the captain level people fought ridiculously hard. Like, just like how Noelle's alone about to fight one of them. Like, there's no way she's fighting anybody else. And another reason why she's alone is because her magic is so wild, so she had to be alone. But the healer girl, if she was alone, it would have been like a waste of time, unless she finally showed us a whole bunch of attacking stuff that actually made her worthy of, being a threat to the elves offensively. But as a whole, Black Clover, like I've said before, we are pretty lucky to be seeing this show just go at it as fast as it is, in the case of not taking that many breaks. And when it did take a break, it did do one of the Bleach type of fillers where it was like a holiday or something like that, which was kind of whack. But at the same time, it was much better to know that there was going to be this many episodes coming down the line, compared to it stopping and taking a break after dropping something like that. Plus, I bet in the future, I bet in the close, near future, be prepared for a review episode of everything that's been going on, because it seems like a lot of stuff's been going on, and not a lot of answers have been had. So, with all that being said, I hope you guys have an awesome day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I'm your boy, the Anime Cheat, and I will definitely be talking to you soon. I'm getting bought by Gerald right now, and he almost knocked me off. Um, he always does this. Whenever I'm making a video, he just likes to show out. And you can see that I don't play this game enough, because I should be able to beat this fool. But yeah, I definitely just got bought. Thank you for watching. But yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking about Black Clover yet again. Um, Also, in the comment sections, I'd love to hear you guys' opinion. I didn't talk much about the animation and stuff like that, because in my last video or this video, because it's not that important to me. So we get a magical looking episode like this one, where the animation looks absolutely hype, but yet, the story and the overall grasp of what was going on was definitely more inspirational and inspiring than what happened in compared to last week's episode to be putting in the same effort and the same detail into a fight that was going to end in one hit regardless, last week anyway. So I'm still truly interested to see if people only watch stuff for the animation, or does a plot even really matter at this point? Because if it looks good, sounds like you'll watch anything, right? Oh my god, I just gave it to him. I was just trying to kill him, but yeah. Alright, everybody, have a good one. Peace. He just wants me to fly off now. I'm gonna get a really good round real quick. Oh, he blocks. He blocked that. Well, that's a good round. For him to make a comeback. Nah. We take those. Alright, one special for the road. Oh, you thought the cameras were off, didn't you, Gerald? Aw, he knows they're on. He knows the cameras are on. Oh, you fool.